In trading, it's not about predicting the future, it's about preparing for it. Hello, traders. Welcome back to Your Nifty Guy. In today's video, we are going to look at tomorrow's trade plan in detail from the key levels you should watch out for to the possible setups that can give us the best opportunities. I'll also walk you through how the market behaved today compared to our plan so you can see the importance of preparation. I'm really excited about today's video because today's price action has some very key learnings. So make sure to watch the video till the very end. If you're finding value in these daily insights, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share it with your trading circle or communities you might be a part of, and put your thoughts in the comments. It helps me keep bringing you sharper trade plans every single day. On that note, we'll start with today's analysis. So what we had planned was to create a long entry above yesterday's high with a pullback. And as I had shared in the reel or in the shorts, or not the reel, in the shorts or on YouTube, in the live market today, this was market opened with a gap up. This was the good, beautiful pullback that we wanted. Above this high, we got a very good entry. Now, I posted the reel somewhere around 10 a.m., 10 a.m., somewhere around, recorded it around here because this is the place where I was still in the trade and I was trailing my position. I was not, I had the position was still on for me, and that is when I had recorded the reel or the short about the importance of preparation and how a simple trade gave us a very good reward at very early in the morning. Now, I exited the trade around 11 because the market was extremely going on sideways. There were no new highs which were created, there was no new lows which were created, and again, my SL was still at the initial level of at the start of the trade because when I entered the trade around here, this was the SL. There were no major swings which could have been used to use as my SL. And that was the reason why I exited around 11 because market went sideways and between 11 to 12 as it is, market remains in a sideways action. Now, the inverted head and shoulder pattern that we were looking for, if you look technically, yes, the targets have been achieved. Post this particular move, try to understand when I always tell you guys to be, do not predict anything, but be prepared for anything, right? Till around these points, who would have thought that we are going to close around the lows, right? And we are going to anticipate such a big fall. Who would have anticipated such a big fall, right? But there were two ways to look at the price action when the market was around here, right? Now, it could have been a consolidation without a consolidation before a breakout on the upside, right? Or it could have been that the market has already exhausted in the upward rally. Now, we already know that this was a daily fib resistance, which is right up above. Now, as I have mentioned it earlier also, I only mark this particular level on the chart because this is a high probability level. That does not mean that the other levels which are below it will be low probable. So this is the zero point 0.5. So around here would be somewhere around it would be 0.382. And markets can take a resistance from any of those levels. The markets can retrace back only up to this particular. It is not necessary that, okay, we have drawn a Lakshman Rekha, so market has to come here and only from here it has to go down. Another point of observation was a clear RSI negative divergence, right? Now, I was ready for both the trades. In case if we are getting a flag pattern, this was the flag, and in case if we are getting a breakout, we are ready to take a long trade. We did get the breakout, but we do not trade any breakouts or breakdowns without a valid pullback. The pullback also came in, but our filter of using a pullback to trade breakouts and breakdowns saved us from entering into a wrong trade on the upside. Say, for example, if you would have entered into this trade just at the breakout, thinking, okay, this is a very clear flag, uh, flag and pole kind of consolidation, and now we are heading for higher levels. If you would have entered right around here, you would have been brutally trapped, right? I'm using the word brutally trapped because this is, would have been a suicide mission. Now, this was one way to look at it. And the other way was that, okay, market is near a resistance level, it is consolidating, plus there is a major RSI negative divergence. So what do we wait? We wait for market to either go up or go down. In a sideways market, we are not going to take any trade. So markets did eventually give us a breakdown, follow through, good pullback. This is your entry. The 140 candle around here when this low is taken out, this is your entry. Even though the market has been falling in from here, we do not take any trade without a pullback. This was the small SL around here. And look at the beautiful, beautiful trade, right? Look at I exited the trade at 240 around this candle. This candle fulfilled all the conditions for me to hit a trailing stop loss for me. The Because we were in a short trade, this candle fulfilled all the conditions wherein the high was higher than previous high. Sorry, the high was higher than previous high, the low was higher than previous low, as well as we got a closing above the previous candle's high on a 5 minutes time frame. But from this point till this point, it was a very, very beautiful trade. You got a very good momentum-based trade that we as option buyers often require, right? So this is what I speak about. Yesterday, what we were speaking about is we are biased on the long side. And at the start of the day, we did get a long trade. We made full use of it. Now, as and when the price action is developing, we need to build a story, right? As I always tell you guys, try to talk to the market. What exactly is happening? After this good momentum move on the upside, market was exhausted, market went sideways, along with a very good RSI negative divergence. We got a beautiful breakdown. We got a now markets could have straight fallen from here till here. I would not have entered into the trades. For me, the pullback is supremely important, right? Just like markets broke out of here, but I did not enter into the trade because pullback did come in, but then the high of the after the pullback was never taken out. So obviously no longs were created. But around here, markets broke down, gave us the beautiful pullback that we wanted. Below it, a good, beautiful short trade. So in total, two trades, one long, one short. That is why I always say do not predict anything, but be prepared for anything. Around the highs, we were prepared for both the long as well as the short trade. Whichever way the price will lead, we will follow. So I hope the plan or how I traded the plan is extremely clear. In case if you have any doubts, please put them in the comments box. I will try my best to answer them. Now, what do we have in store for tomorrow? I'll quickly just be deleting these because these are just be noise on the chart. We don't even need this. This was for today's planning. All right. On a daily time frame, we have got a wide range candle wherein again I will not call this a doji because there is a good enough difference in between, although it is at the center of the candle, but there's a good enough 74 75 points difference between the opening as well as the closing. So I will not be calling it a doji, but yes, we can definitely call it a halt candle in case if this has to come down, or in case we'll see how the price reacts tomorrow. But then again, as I have been telling you guys, the price can react in erratic ways right now. We can expect volatile movements, and that is something which we experienced today. First, we went up, then we came crashing down. So we'll be prepared for anything. So one sincere suggestion would be to keep your trading activities to the bare minimum. Now, because we got this very good trending move on the downside, my first trade, expected trade will again be the rare trade. I want a bearish candle which gives me a closing below today's low. As soon as and if the high of that candle gets taken out, I am planning a long trade. This will be a scalping trade. In case if I am getting a setup like this, I will be looking at booking my trades around here. Now, this is just a 15 minutes time frame for resistance. Will not be marking anything. So in case if I get this particular trade, these are the levels around which I will be trying to book my position because again, after this major fall, market is right now again, like yesterday I said, okay, my biasness is towards the bullish side. Today I am a bit confused, right? And it's okay to be confused. Below this, We are short around these levels again. We can look for a short opportunity based on price action. Only above this will we look for a long entry, right? Again, whenever we are planning a long entry around here, these are the levels around which we will need to be careful. These are the daily levels which still have not been touched. So if you look carefully, the plan of action for me daily is almost very, very similar, because in market the same things are being repeated. You just have to be observant enough to understand whether or not the things are happening, or which of the scenarios or all the probable scenarios that you have thought about, that you have planned about, is playing out into the market. And once you combine your planning with what is happening in the live market and you make a mix of it, I think you can use it to turn into profitable trading. So yeah, all right, traders, that's the trade plan for tomorrow. Remember, it's not about catching every move. It's about catching the right move with discipline. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with your trading circle, drop your thoughts or questions in the comments. I go through them all. Until next time, trade safe, trade smart, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Cheers.